Yo, everybody.
Yo,
The operation of it is killing me. It's ridiculous.
how's it going?
Having a little bit of feedback in the background. I don't know if there's some background noise potentially.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Uh,
Welcome, welcome, brothers. Yeah, we got Shoppers here. We got Eddie again back
Yo,
on the channel. Big up, big up. Yeah, people. I kind of wish we could have, be here on this match reaction on like a better note and whatnot. But we here, and it is what it is. What can you do? But Eddie, talk to me. How do you feel about the results, about the game?
yeah, it was. I've got to say, it's maybe one of the best nil-nils I've seen. Like, I think there was like maybe 24 chances, something
Mm,
ridiculous like that. There was people hitting the post. Bruno hit the post. Walker Peters hit the post. But just to describe the first half, like you can see what Ten Hag's trying to do with Man United. Like there was quite a bit of fluid transition in people's positioning.
mm-hmm.
Like I saw the formation go from like 4-2-3-1 with Bruno holding with Casemiro to sometimes 4-1-4-1. Like Bruno would join the number 10. Sometimes it was Weghorst number 10, then it was Sancho playing a lot of the number 10. So you could see like they're working on something. Like we need better borders in there that can really interchange like a bit more effectively
Yep.
and that can dribble a bit more. There's still an issue with like the wingers where I don't think they're getting enough service into the forward. There's like chances
Mm,
which I see still where Rashford will go for the shot instead of squaring it. There was one chance in the first half where Rashford got the ball on the left. Weghorst was running into like the 6-yard box, and yeah, Rashford didn't look for him at all. Um,
mm.
but yeah, going into the second half, I thought obviously the Casemiro that was a bad situation there. Like I thought he would have learned from his choke holding days, when he got sent off before against Palace. But yeah, he really put Ten Hag in a conundrum there. But Ten
Mm-hmm.
Hag really showed some bravery. Like
He
with
did.
I mean, we still kept attacking.
Yeah.
Second half a bit, we did try and like counter attack a bit, but
Yeah.
I remember especially when Ten Hag put on Garnacho and Palestri, you could see he was still going for it. He wanted to match up Southampton in midfield, 4v4, and then just rely on Rashford to get
Mm-hmm.
in behind. So I really like the bravery from Ten Hag overall. So that's like some of my thoughts for that.
No, I see what you're saying for sure. I mean, I like that even though, I still like feel like my head is completely hot after the game and whatnot. I'm kind of like annoyed because, I was so gassed with the game or prior to the game and thinking like, yep, this is gonna go our way, yada yada yada. So I just was kind of annoyed with the officiating and whatnot. But even though we were one man down, I agree with what you're saying. It's not like we kind of dropped our heads and it's like, no, okay, we're a man down, nothing's gonna happen. We still tried to make it happen
Mm,
and still went for it, which was nice to see at least. It was just unfortunate not being able to, nick it at the end or get a goal in and whatnot because we were close several times
yeah,
and I don't feel like Southampton. I don't know. They had there was several times where they were like they were kind of 1v1 and whatnot, and De Gea, by
yeah.
the way, incredibly super important for today, kept us in the game and whatnot. But also, I would
Made some
say
good
like some.
saves.
Yep, exactly. Some parts of the defense were also on it, but there were moments where they're kind of like what like again 1v1 and whatnot, and then kind of they tried to like put in a long distance shot for no reason. I was like, okay, you guys have been wasteful, but hey, good for us.
Yeah,
So I don't know. It's just I think maybe I'll cool down a little bit, but it was just it's annoying. And for me, as you did, talk about you mentioned a little bit with the red card incident with
mm.
Casemiro. Do you feel like generally that was a straight red card, or do you feel like maybe might have been too harsh? Like,
Yeah. I mean, even though I'm a Man United fan, I can't be biased. We can't be because we've all played football. Yeah, when you make a sliding challenge, we know you wear studs, so you've got to keep the studs down. You got when you make a challenge, you've got to keep your studs down and make sure you're winning the ball with your laces. So in case
mm-hmm,
of follow through, it's not going to be that bad. So it was careless. I mean, I can see Casemiro was just trying to stud the ball, but if you're taking that chance where your foot can ricochet over the top and hit someone, we've seen it before. It can really injure someone. So
Mm,
yeah, for me, because did you see the way Alcaraz's leg twisted after the contact? It's like could have had a broken leg there. So for me, it was a red. So I don't know what your thoughts are there.
I, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, he was on the ball or whatnot. Like, I was thinking, first, I was like, nah, this is soft yellow and whatnot. Then I looked at it back. I was like, okay, yellow is warranted. Yeah, but red
Yeah.
card, no. Because there's been, somebody, I was looking at Twitter. A lot of people have been kind of like, okay, now, you know, wasn't the best, but
Yeah.
hey, I've seen other challenges like that, even worse, that hasn't been given. So all I'm saying is just keep the consistency. That's all,
Hey, we're not going to get that from the refs. We've seen it this season. I mean, VAR was
which is
supposed to
annoying.
improve. Yeah, VAR was supposed to improve refs. Yeah,
Yep.
we don't get the consistency. There's still, I don't think we're ever going to get it because there's still the rule of you can leave it up to the interpretation of the ref for certain
It's,
decisions. It's not black and white.
yep.
Until it's black and white, we're going to get this inconsistency.
Mm. It's just
Yeah,
it's also with the handball situation where Vickers was on a chance there and whatnot, and then that wasn't even looked at. I don't know. I'm not that I'm trying to just be looking at the refereeing, but freaking hell, Anthony Taylor, Lord have mercy. This guy is whoa. Yeah, that ain't it. If that's the standard of refereeing that we're trying to uphold and whatnot, give me somebody else. And this is not just me trying to be just wise and whatnot, because I've been looking at other games like Arsenal often. They
yeah,
be getting treatments like that as well, and other teams, of course. But it's annoying. At the end of the day,
it
we
is.
still should have, prior to that red card, whatnot. There was moments where we could have,
Yeah,
kill the game, whatnot, not necessarily kill the game. We should have scored and be more clinical. So I see it, but
yeah.
right now, it's frustrating,
Yeah, yeah.
basically.
I was just thinking about the chance where someone crossed it in, right? And I think it was Bella. He kind of slipped, and it looked like he might have handballed it. I wasn't sure about whether he handballed it though. Like it kind of looked a little bit like that. Remember in the Betis game where the guy who got the assist for the goal, he controlled it with his chest, and then it bounced into his arm,
Hmm.
and then he got the assist for I think it was Jose Perez. They kind of reminded me of that moment there. I mean, they've got so many replays. It looks like it kind of touches his arm a little bit.
Hmm.
I mean, what do you think? Do you think that was enough for a penalty? Because I don't know if he gains the advantage by grazing his arm a little bit. It was a hard one to call.
Yeah, I don't know. First, I was like, yeah, I don't get the whole. There's so many different situations with the handball. Like, what was it, like, the Bournemouth Arsenal game like a week ago, where there was multiple handball situations that I believe wasn't given and whatnot, and then you know the Bournemouth Liverpool game yesterday, that handball situation was given. It's
Yeah.
just I
I
I
can
don't
see
get.
why that one was given there because it
Mhm.
was blocking a goal. Like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
if the guy didn't touch the ball with his hand, it's going in. So I can see why that one
Mhm.
was given. But there is inconsistency, like what you're saying. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get consistency. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, that's what's very annoying. Choppers, how are you doing? How did you feel about the game? Give me thoughts, bro.
To be honest, I was frustrated. To be honest,
Yeah.
um, first of all, I didn't like the manager changing the team,
Okay.
especially in midfield where he brought on he pushed Fernandez back into more of a deep line.
Mhm.
I didn't like that for sure. I think that also caused Casemiro to be doing slight tackles. Let's be
Mhm.
honest, it's a red card. In this day and
Yeah,
age, it is a red card. Yeah, yes, he got the ball.
Mhm.
But then when he got the ball, he's also you could see that the player well, the slow motion is maybe the problem with it, but then it's a red card. I didn't complain of it because to me, this day and age in the with the rules and stuff, it's a red card. I
Hmm.
would like them to be consistent, where that
That's all I'm saying.
they give red cards for that in other games. Because if you watch the Chelsea game yesterday,
Yep.
the same what's his name, Anthony Taylor or whoever that was the VAR today. He was also at the Chelsea game as well, and he
Oh.
didn't he didn't call those fouls. Like they had like three, and none of them was even. I think only the last one was given as a yellow card, and then they were close or even worse than what Casemiro did. So that one
Mm.
was, so just being consistent will do good. Also, as I said, so I didn't like the team setup. I didn't like Sancho in the 10. To me, Sancho hasn't proven that, like today he struggled. Let's be honest about it. He struggled in the 10 even before Casemiro got the red card. He
Mm.
was non-existent in the 10 before the red card. And after the red card, you know how that goes. You gotta make subs and try and, salvage the game.
Hmm.
So and also bring McTominay in. McTominay played well, I would say, defensively.
Same.
But I think we went too defensive, too quick. Like if we scored a goal, then I believe that we go defensive. But then when we went down to 10 men, we played better than when we had 11 men. We were actually pressing and at them at the goal. But
Hmm.
as soon as McTominay came on, you could see that we fell back and stuff like that. So I I I I'm slightly leaning where the manager got it a bit wrong today, to be honest.
Really? Okay.
Mm.
Hmm.
I mean, I think with the midfield, there's not much else he could have done because I was surprised that like Sabitzer's not in the squad. So like, what's his
I think
injury?
I think Sabitzer is injured, but what I'm saying normally is Casemiro and Fred. Why you
Hmm.
Yeah,
have Bruno and Fred? And the thing about Bruno is not that he can play it, but Bruno is a player that no matter where he is, he tried to do the flicks and tricks, and that's where we have a problem with Bruno.
Hmm.
Because yes, he was playing in the deep line, right? But majority of the time, when they get the ball, it's always off a Bruno flick or Bruno non-pass, and then bam, Casemiro has to be sliding in or trying to tackle because now we going up the field, and then with a Bruno no look pass or a Bruno flick, right? The ball is back to us, and now we're running back, and then we have to do rush tackles, rush challenges, and stuff like that. And
yeah,
that's where the red card came in. Let's be
yeah,
honest about it.
yeah. Choppers. I think it was weird that Fred didn't play in there.
But
Maybe
that's what I'm saying. That's what
maybe
I'm
he had
saying.
yeah, maybe it was a fitness issue or something because he did start the last game as well and played the whole of that one. Because
Yeah. So
surely Fred would be because Fred's put up some good games before that, especially against Barcelona.
yes,
You know what
yes.
I mean? Adding goals to his game. He's got the high press to his game, counter press, can tackle. So yeah, it was weird to see Bruno in there because, like you said, we don't have enough composure with Bruno in there. He tries to
Yes, I
um,
don't mind Bruno
tries
being
to
the
not find the
10,
ball.
but to be deeper in the midfield. Tell you why he did that? Because in the game against Betis, he tried it and it worked. But then we had already have like what? It was 2-1 up or something like that when we tried it. So that's why he persisted with it and he continued with it today and it didn't pay off. It didn't pay off today
Mm.
because you could see that okay, Casemiro now has to defend, which when we started, I didn't like because Casemiro was giving away the ball as well.
Hmm.
So today, I don't know, for the past two games, he's been off it though. Casemiro, he's been off it for
Yeah,
the,
a bit
the
off
past
it.
two games.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Because when we started, he was giving away the ball. I was frustrated. I'm like, what? Let's hold the ball. Let's have composure. But it was, and then Southampton grew into the game and stuff. I'm like,
Hmm.
oh my god. But then you could see that it was Bruno being the deep line playmaker or whatever Ten Hag tried to do. That was kind of one of the problems. And I don't like him tinkering that much, especially when you know Bruno is a player that likes to try passes and stuff like that. And majority of the time, it don't come off. And that's when we always on the back foot. So if you have Fred in on your bench, it's best you play Fred and put Bruno in the 10. But as I said before, right, I'm thinking that the manager, because of his system, he wants a number 9. He tries to fit Vegas in the system. And that's where the problem lies. No one, I don't blame Vegas. I'm not blaming Vegas, right? But what I'm saying is that because of the manager's system, he's trying to fit in Vegas and also try and fit in Bruno at the same time. And that's where the problem is. So we try it's been like 3 matches we've been tinkering with it. From the Liverpool game, the Betis game, yes, we won the Betis game. And this game, we try something different.
Yeah,
and
let me just come in right there. I think this shows how we need more players to come into the side, because
Yes.
Bruno, if he's a great number 10, you don't move him from that position, especially when he's the captain as well. We've seen him play right wing, left wing, number 10, and now holding midfielder. This shows that the manager is stuck for options. We need that window of transfers to come in, because Ten Hag, we've seen him before as well. I mean, there was a certain time when he was just picking just the same 11. As far as he can, he wants to push the first 11 as far as he can, because he likes a winning team. So for him to be tinkering this much is kind of strange, because at Ajax, once he had that team that he knew worked, he hardly
changed it. Yeah,
so you can see he's struggling for options. That's
the problem. We don't have a backup number 10.
We don't.
We don't have a striker, a backup, or even a backup striker. Vegas should be a backup striker, to be honest.
But he's the first option at this point.
Right? And then we don't have a backup for Casemiro as well. Let's be honest. McTominay and Fred, they put them in Casemiro role is totally different.
Oh.
So that's why for me in the summer, the striker and the midfield, that's where I'm looking for more players to come in, you know.
Yeah, for sure, man. I just we can't be dealing with the likes of Weghorst next season. I'm sorry, but like this guy, I mean, people were saying, okay, they're liking how he presses sometimes, kind of like was getting some passes right to the wing in the West Ham game. There's like bare minimums that fans were like, praising them on. We need someone that doesn't need like maybe 4 or 5 chances to score like he needed against Betis. Like literally he was missing sitters. We are in a position where it's like we need to have that number 9 that is, you know what I mean? He's making the right runs. He's getting in there. He's getting more clinical chances, scored. We're really struggling. I mean, Weghorst playing number 10 at Man United is
ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And even like today, right? We go down to 10 men. If you have a more prolific striker, like maybe a Harry Kane, a Osimhen, would win that game 1-0. But then again,
the game would be done if we had like an Osimhen.
Vegas is a weakling, right? So you go down to 10 men. Who you gonna take out? You have to take out Vegas as your striker, and then trying to play Sancho as a false 9. So it's like we that's why from day one I always said that no matter how good we do, we're not ready to compete for the league title as yet. To be honest,
definitely not.
We could win 3 trophies this year, but we're not ready to win the league title.
Yeah,
because we don't have. Okay, this game we could switch a whole team and still play as well how Man City play when they switch their team up. You understand? Yes, they might not play well, but they will win the game 1-0. We don't have that. Like today, down to 10 men, I believe that we should usually at our home, Old Trafford, we should have won that game. And that was my frustration. We should have won that game, even if it's 1-0, but we should have won that game. And that's where sometimes I criticize Bruno, because we down to 10 men, right? And then as a captain, you try to do no look passes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's the time we're supposed to hold the ball and try to make sure that the passes are the right pass. But you want to do flicks and you want to. It was frustrating today, to be honest.
Yeah, that's ultimately why I don't really rate Bruno, because of that lack of composure.
Yes.
You know, because we're
Like
trying to
you
work
have to
into,
think. You have to
yeah.
think as a, you know.
Yeah, we're trying to work into being a possession side where sometimes you slow down the game a bit. You make the 1-2 passage, not just always through ball, long ball. You know what I mean? You want to do some build up. You know what I mean? You want to make the opposition keep guessing, keep chasing you around the pitch. You want to wear them down rather than, if your long ball doesn't work, you've turned over possession and then they get to come at you as well. So, yeah, I mean, for me, just going back to the overall situation, like Chopper was saying, it's like we're in for all these cups. It shows that Ten Hag's overperforming, because Ten Hag's a possession coach. He's managed to work with counter-attackers that have like an average of 30% possession. We've had a lot of recent games, we've had less possession. In the Carabao Cup final, 30% possession. Against Barcelona, 38% possession. And the fact that he's made the team attack in the right moments, sometimes get possession and high pressing in the right moments. It's been good. But this game, I would say there was some potential for the system to work. It's just about the players. Because if we have someone like maybe a prime Thiago or prime Odegaard, these players that they got that technique on the ball where they calm it down. They like to do the 1-2s.
That's where we miss Eriksen. Yes,
and Eriksen is like, we need people like that are in their prime, because Eriksen's kind of coming off the prime a little bit. I still like I said earlier, there's potential because we see what Ten Hag's trying to do. You weren't really happy with a lot of this game, but first off, the way we were transitioning from 4-2-3-1 to 4-1-4-1, we were keeping Southampton guessing, and I think we should have scored.
But that's what I'm saying. But with a prolific striker, we would. Vegas got an opportunity, a clear opportunity on goal, and what he did.
Yeah, even won a header, and it was so tame.
Let's not talk about the headers. He don't header the ball properly at all.
Why is he tall for? Why is he that big and he can't head it?
He's tall and he can't. And he misses like 90% of the ball as a tall person. How can you miss 90% of the ball as somebody who's tall? That's crazy. I'm not bashing him. I know he's level and I know he's skilled, but then we need better, man. And that's where the owners, they need to take responsibility for what's happening with us right now. We're in a good position to do well, but because of the lack of ambition from the owners, they got us in that position where we now have to be struggling to even win a struggling Southampton at our home. I'm not even worried about the red card. A 10-man Manchester United should beat Southampton.
Oh, I'm worried about the red card because we're going to be missing Casemiro for 4 games now. That's what pisses me off.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But in that game, I'm talking about this game particularly.
I get that. Of course.
But then Casemiro self, he's been terrible for the past few games, to be honest. He's been terrible. First of all, I won't say the tackle was harsh or he intended to do it, but you didn't have to slide tackle at this moment.
It was reckless. It was reckless. I mean,
you didn't have to.
Earlier, when you do a clean slide challenge, you've got to keep your studs down and keep your laces under the ball.
In
case you're following through, you're just hitting the player with your laces, not the studs. So, yeah, I mean, it comes back to what you're saying about sometimes Casemiro gets stretched in that midfield because we've got people like Bruno that want to bomb forward and it leaves him a bit isolated. I think even when we had Eriksen playing alongside him, I think Casemiro was overworked too. There was a lot of slide challenging that you had to do in previous games. I think we really need to get in that player that can.
That's where he wants Frankie de Jong. He wants Frankie de Jong.
Oh, that would be an insane combination because we see
him.
Because both of them have the skill to hold the ball.
Yeah, he hold the ball and he can carry it forward too. So
yes.
Going back and forth while Casemiro can just hold the midfield, make the tackles. And we need that extra midfielder.
We do. We need more midfielders in
And then
because
the
we
worst
gotta
thing,
have
right?
backup.
We bought in January, we brought in Sabitzer. Where is
Yep.
Sabitzer?
That's also what I
It's
find
like
weird.
I'm baffled at some of the signings and some of the people we bring in, and they never fit or they never available. We need a squad, and we don't have a squad.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll say another big thing as well, which is like where I'm disappointed with Ten Hag. Yeah,
Yep.
we want possession. Yeah, so
Mhm.
that means you keep the ball. You don't just shoot or do long balls and all that kind of thing. Yeah, but we brought in Antony for what 85 million. Yeah,
Mhm.
in this game, I didn't see him beat his man again. He can't beat his man.
Yeah, he can't
Yeah,
beat nobody.
he cuts in, and then sometimes he does keep possession by passing it to someone. But I
Yep.
remember one chance where he passed it to Bruno, and then Bruno did like a long shot. It's like he's almost passing the responsibility on to someone to do like some
Oh
incredible
yeah.
individual brilliance. It's like
Mhm.
with a good winger or a great winger that should be at Man United, you're expecting beat the man and try and get it to the forward for like a tap in or something like that.
Or something, yeah. But
Antony just cuts in and shoots every
that's it.
time, and we lose possession.
Yeah.
I don't get it with that winger, you know. I'm hoping Ten Hag's going to get it right with the next few transfers. But I don't. Ten Hag. I mean, Antony may adapt a bit better, do a bit better next season. But for this season, he's got a few. What do you call it? Winning goals. Like
Yeah.
I'm not going to take that away from him. But
No.
as a winger, you're not supposed to
Yeah,
be getting winning goals like a striker. He's supposed to be assisting the forward.
he needs to do better because he's predictable. Now all the
yeah,
defenders
that's
in
the
the
key
league
thing.
know what he's
Very
gonna do.
predictable.
Is get the ball and cut in, take a
Yep.
strike or pass it away.
Yep.
Get the ball, do boom, boom, flicks, go back. That's all he does. He
Mhm.
never goes in onto the right and maybe cut a ball to the right so that you someone could get a tap in. Rashford could run onto the ball or anything like that. So
Yeah.
he's predictable. But then again, that's Ten Hag's guy, and I don't believe that Ten Hag will get anyone else to play in his position unless he's injured or not fit, and that's
Mhm.
what it is. And remember, he bought him for 85 million, so
Yeah.
for all that money, he has to play.
Yeah. He has to show up and pull up, but maybe I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of people that has completely written off, Anthony whatnot. I still believe that there's
He will come
type of-
good. He's not playing bad. He's
no.
not playing bad because you could see, right?
Mhm.
Remember, we came a long way from having somebody like Dan James, who is a pace merchant, push and run,
Mhm.
right? From having someone who could actually get the ball and play into tight spaces and stuff like that. He's not playing bad. But what I'm saying is that beat a man, run, put in a cross. He's not doing that. I haven't seen that as yet. Yes, he has the odd goal here and there where he cuts in his signature goals and stuff like that. He has that. But do something different where we'll be like, oh, you got that? Like, do something. And he's not doing that for now. But for holding the ball, getting up the pitch, I like that about him. Before, we didn't have that. Like now you could get the ball to him and then we could get up the pitch. We know that. But then what you do in the final third?
Overall, would you say he's been a good signing this season?
Yeah, I'll say he's been a good signing because, as I said, who we had before wasn't doing anything. You understand? Okay. And for what he's doing now, because remember, he's just learning the league, and he comes from somewhere else, and he has 5 goals, and he has maybe not too much assists, but what he's brought in to do, the only problem I have is beating a man right now.
Yeah,
but majority of his gameplay is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Majority of his gameplay is good for now.
Okay, for now. I wouldn't say majority because for me, as a winger, the fundamental is stretching the opposition defense. Where obviously you're dribbling, you're able to beat a man at least 3 to 4 times a game. Especially if you're going to have that standard of a top Man United winger. We're relying on youthful wingers from the academy, such as Garnacho to be doing dribbling. Yeah. And come on, imagine how nervous he is to go into the team. I know you're talking about, Antony learning the league and all of that stuff. these guys, like Garnacho, learning the league. But you see him.
Yeah.
Garnacho can drop a shoulder, beat his man, stretch the defense. Even Palestri, we saw in the Betis game the way he can drive.
But that's where I have a problem with our manager, right? They got games where you could put on Palestri and he'll still play Antony because Antony, he's guy. So I don't know what he wants. He wants Antony to come good, but I'm seeing that you could play Palestri in certain games. You understand? Let him get used to playing on that wing, so at least you could move Antony, put him, start Antony, start him. You could rotate that with the two of them because when Palestri comes on, you could see he has an impact on the game. So you could do the same thing. The same thing you're doing with Rashford and Garnacho on the left wing. You could do it with Antony and Palestri as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I have a problem. The only time he moves Antony late into the game. That's the only time he moves Antony. And certain times Antony just, when we expect him to beat a man, that's the time he will come back. And I'm like, we just got pressure off us from the defense, right? You got the ball. Run with the ball. Do not stop. Just run. I don't care where you go to. Just run to the opposite goal. And he doesn't do that. He will run, right? And when he reach at a certain point, he turns, cut back and give the ball back away. I'm like,
that is annoying when that happens.
Where we just came from, and you put in the pressure back on us. You understand? And that's where the problem is. And then Bruno will get it. He'll pass to Bruno, and then Bruno will do a switch. Maybe it come off, maybe it don't, or maybe Casemiro do a switch. Maybe it come off, maybe it don't, and bam, back pressure on us again. It's like it's too predictable now.
Yeah.
It is. Indeed. Let me read some of the comments here. Let's see here. Big up to those of you who are here. Make sure that you do subscribe to my panelists here. Eddie's Football Waffle, of course, and Choppers TV. So show them some love. And make sure that you guys, of course, also subscribe to this channel and like this stream indeed. Harry says, sorry about what happened in the other chat. I know banter is fine. He was just spamming. No worries, Harry. No worries. Big up Jordan. Big up Bart says, don't rant. Respectfully, this is a therapy session when it comes to the match reactions. We will be ranting. That happens. It's not in a malicious or mean matter. We just say our piece, and that's that. But yeah,
I don't think anyone was ranting. We were all talking.
Just talking the fact.
We're just talking.
Yeah.
But hey, Schloss says, don't be sorry. He deserves it. 100% the red card. I don't see it. But hey,
it was a red. Come on.
Yeah, it was a red. You can't complain about that.
Yeah.
You can't complain about that because
I'm just
the studs was up, and then he catches him after the follow up. So
yeah, he was on the bump. Okay. Yeah, I see it. Bard says Casemiro is suspended. Donis, Sabitzer, and Eriksen are injured. Martial's only just come back. Ten Hag needs help. Oh Lord have mercy. Yeah.
We might have to dig into the academy to try and get some more midfielders.
Yeah. I think you got to do what we did, years back when Rashford got his debut and whatnot. You just got to be like, okay.
He scored that double.
He won't do it though. He won't do it. He won't do it. He won't do it.
I mean,
right now,
he's a stubborn manager. He won't do it.
He's used Garnacho.
But then that's in the wide positions. That you could do that with the wide positions. But
you feel like in the midfield he's not going to do it?
Pardon?
You feel like in the midfield he won't do it? Maybe get a Kobe Maino in or something like that?
Yeah.
Because he has got.
I don't think he'll put Kobe Maino to start any games. Maybe come on, but I don't think so. He might try to twinkle and put, as I told you, he'll try and twinkle and maybe push back Bruno or put, he'll do something like that. Or even go back to the McFred pivot.
But how come we're not seeing Zidane Iqbal then? Because I saw him in preseason.
No,
and he looked like he had some technique as well.
Yeah.
So
could it be something in training? There has to be something, because why is he gave Garnacho his chance and whatnot, but he hasn't given Zidane Iqbal, so there has to be something.
Because
I don't see him not being able to
as well. He gave Kobe Maino.
Yep, exactly. Kobe Maino. There has to be something then with Zidane Iqbal. Maybe he just feels like he's not ready. I don't know.
It's weird. It's a weird
It
one.
is weird,
We
but
didn't
like
even see Mainu before some of these games in this current season. I mean, if you're playing preseason as like Zidane Iqbal, he's been around for quite a bit of time in the academy. It's
Yep.
weird to not see him at least get. Has he even played one game? I don't think he's even played one game in this season so far.
Nah, I don't think so. No.
No,
I don't think so either.
like he's been on the bench a few times, but then no appearances.
I don't
Like
think he's got
hopefully
many
he's not
appearances
been
this
like
season.
misbehaved or something. Like
No,
maybe he
no, no.
might be being disciplined or something. Man.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
Ten Hag's a disciplinarian. I mean,
That-
we've seen what he's done. We've seen what he's done with like late players like Rashford got dropped for that Wolves game, didn't he?
Yeah, and
yeah,
Garnacho as
Yeah,
well didn't, he was technically supposed to be playing in the preseason, but he didn't, because he was,
because
there
of
was a disciplinary
disciplinary.
issue and
Yeah.
whatnot. But then he has kind of turned it all around. So now, he has
But
been
yeah,
you
getting
realize
minutes.
now he's even starting. He don't have a choice now to start Palestri, because now Palestri has an impact on the game.
That's a good
A
thing, though.
few
Now
a
you kind of
few
have to,
few few games, right? He wouldn't put Palestri on,
hmm
especially with 10 men down, putting Palestri on. Few games in, he wouldn't do it. But now he has the trust to put him on in a game
yeah.
because he knows he
Hopefully,
could
we'll
do
see more of
something.
him.
So
yeah. I was
hopefully,
just
Hopefully,
about to say that. I think we're going to see way more of this guy because
yeah.
before Elanga was getting used over him, and I thought
Before,
that
yeah,
was
yes,
weird because
yes,
Elanga
yes,
wasn't putting up any kind of appearances that I thought, okay, this guy's got potential. Like I was saying to Sofia on the preview, Elanga played way better under Ralph, but for some reason he's not progressed and he's
yeah.
not showing enough of like the football IQ. So we've seen Palestri, like I mean, his impact against Betis, yeah. I think we're going to see way more
I
for
I
sure.
think I think on
same.
Thursday he should even start against Betis, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, we're 4-1 up.
We are
So,
Yeah,
4-1
he
up.
should
I
start.
think he
yeah,
He should
should.
start, and then
He
if
should.
it goes into a thing where Betis is 2 up or something, maybe you bring on Antony, maybe. You understand? But give him some confidence, man. Let him start a game so that he doesn't have pressure off his shoulder,
Yeah.
and then he could perform. You
Yeah,
know.
you have
yeah,
to rotate as well. You gotta utilize the squad. You have to keep,
But then our
that game is
manager,
a good
man,
game
our
to
manager stubborn though. I
change.
love him, but he's stubborn. To be honest, I love
And
yeah.
him.
that's also
He's
what Ajax
struggling.
been saying as well, though. I remember I've been seeing, I don't know if you guys be watching United View and whatnot, but often they be having on, the guys from We Talk Ajax and whatnot. And they be, saying that Ten Hag does have a way to be like, these are my guys. I'll be having them on and whatnot. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
but he also doesn't have a problem with, if there's attitude or people not doing what he wants to do, that, bye bye and whatnot. So
Yeah,
there is a balance there, but I do think that we need to also remember this is his first season as well,
yeah,
so he's learning as well with this league and with this Man United squad and whatnot. So
yeah. I'll say one
there's a
more
lot
point
of
on
yep.
Piastri.
Go ahead.
One more point is that we've seen that he's had La Liga experience as well. He's
Yep,
yeah.
also been to the World Cup. This
exactly.
guy, he's not a kid anymore.
Mm-mm.
Even though he's not played that much for Man United, this guy's
Yes,
Yep,
he's
experienced.
not. He has the
Yeah.
experience. He knows what he's about.
So I think
it's
he
yeah.
should be trusted with
He
Yeah,
should
a
he
start
should he
where
should
we're
play against.
4-1 up. Come on.
Yeah, he should play against Betis, man. To be honest,
100%. I hope we see
like
that, and
like
it's
at
good.
least for
Go ahead.
that game, you could do a little twinkering and maybe put on two other players or something like that for that game.
For sure. And it's a bit insane, kind of like, we bought him alongside Donny van de Beek, Amad Diallo, Edison Cavani, like, you know, the what was it, the 2021 season, I believe, like that. Uh, a lot of players have kind of left. Then let's just say that we're, Amad Diallo is on loan and whatnot. He probably might come back. Hopefully, we'll utilize him whatnot. But the fact that Pleshri got his debut this season, even though he's been here for many
For
years,
like
is
what,
is,
like
is
two
quite
to three
insane.
years now.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I there's something, there's potential with the kid. I like him, and I do agree with both of you. I do hope that we will see him have a role and start in the Liberties game, because it's a good opportunity. We are, 4-1 up in that game. Like at this point right now, we're kind of qualified and whatnot. We might as well just, hey, start him. If it doesn't work out, you can switch him and whatnot. But give him,
Yeah,
in order for him to evolve and do better and whatnot, level up, he needs more play time. I think that's definitely
sure.
important for his development as well. So, hopefully we'll see that. Let's see here. Barca United lacked the rub of the green, both in the final third and 50-50 referee decision. I see that.
I
Uh,
think the referee spoiled the game. To be honest, I think the referee spoiled the game because
Mm-hmm.
yes, it was a red card, but then even the handball, the first
Yep.
handball in the box, he didn't
What do you
even
think about
they
that?
didn't even go to VAR. The
I
guy
agree.
the guy was already on the ground. The guy was
Mm-hmm.
already on the ground, right?
On the ground.
When the ball came in, he was already on the ground. The ball
Mm-hmm.
actually hit his arm, right? The ball, if his arm wasn't there, the ball was going straight into one of the Manchester United players for a tapping, right? The ball hit his arm and they didn't even go to VAR or anything like that. I'm like, what? I'm like, when that happened, I say, you know what? We ain't gonna get no decisions after that. And so said so that we didn't get nothing else. The Rashford, when people call about the Rashford, that wasn't a penalty. Rashford threw himself down.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
a
yeah. First, I was like,
penalty.
"Huh," but then when I looked at it, like he kind of kicked himself and whatnot. But then
Yeah.
they showed another angle. But at the same time, I don't know. Just
Nah, the other angle, he actually stepped on the goalkeeper's leg.
hmm
To be honest.
Oh, is it? Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you like the keeper got a slight touch
Nah, he
on
actually
Rashford's
Rashford actually
foot.
stepped on his leg. That's what it
Oh,
was.
is it? Okay.
mm.
Yeah.
Bart says Licha can play as a DM, but that would mean the center backs and goalkeeper cannot play the ball out from the back. Do you think Ten Hag would do that?
I mean, Marti. Oh, actually, I was going to say Varane can play out from the back, but sometimes his distribution is not the best.
Mm-hmm.
Martinez is our best guy
Martinez is the best guy
in
for it.
terms of playing the ball out. Martinez today and against
You could see
Betis
that, right?
is some of the best playing out from the back I've seen. He was
Oh,
like
he's
Rio
so good.
Ferdinand.
No,
He,
no, no.
Yeah,
He
seriously, he
he's so
turns
good.
into tight spots and everything, and you're not
Yeah.
worried about like you see if Maguire was on the ball, everybody would be panicking, right?
Yep.
But when he's on the ball, you could see that he could turn and get the ball out and stuff like that, and you're
yeah.
not worried. And
So
that's the good thing about Martinez.
yeah, this guy could play defensive mid. I can see him there along. Imagine players trying to go past Casemiro and Martinez in that midfield.
Yeah.
They'd be scared. They'd be
Yeah.
scared.
Ooh,
And you know what I mean? Like Casemiro's not going to be playing for a few games, but
yeah.
that would be such a good combination. But
But
then
I
it
don't know
goes
why
back
he
to
doesn't
who
want to
plays
try it
centre
though.
back. Who plays centre back instead of Martinez? I mean, Lindelof can come in. He's not played too many games, but last season under Ralph, Lindelof was good against alongside Varane. Varane
Me, same.
and Lindelof had a good combination.
I
So
wouldn't mind that actually. You got
But
once again, you gotta
but
use your squad. Gotta use your
Lindelof
squad.
with any like Varane and Martinez, Lindelof plays well.
Yep. With
Once
Maguire.
Maguire is in the side, that's
Mm-hmm.
when the problems start.
by the way, did Maguire get the captain's armband when he came on for that?
Oh,
I didn't. I don't know. I
you
didn't
know
look
what?
out
I
for
was so
Good.
like annoyed with the game that I didn't clock it. I
that. I
have
didn't
no
look out
idea.
for that.
I
I
didn't
have
see
no.
it, but we got to stop doing that. We got to stop
Yep.
donating leadership because you can't be a leader if you're playing 5 minutes
Yeah.
every game. You know,
Yeah.
we've got to stop that. You know what I mean? Maguire's lifted up Carabao Cup. You know, you've had a little
No, but
cameo. You know
I
what I
was
mean?
even
That's
annoyed.
passing
I
on
was even annoyed about that. He lifting up the Carabao Cup half with Bruno and I.
Were
I'm
you?
like,
I
bro, you
thought it
didn't
was
do
kind of
anything, bro.
nice.
that. Not
I
even
don't know what
I'm
I
like,
thought it was like. Okay.
I'm like, bro, what the hell you doing that for? You shameless. That's what I said. I'm like, you shameless, man. Seriously?
You can
No,
see
I
in
feel
it.
like
You're just happy to be there. Like he
Yeah.
didn't care. He didn't care about not playing.
no,
He
he
didn't
didn't
care
care.
about not playing.
But he ended up coming at the end. But whatnot? Like, let's be honest. Bruno has been there throughout the
Yeah.
whole competition.
He's shameless. That's why I told you he's shameless. That's what
He
it
was
is.
like,
He's
I'm
shameless.
gonna get something.
Yeah.
I will. I must be there and lift with you.
But to be
He,
honest, right, I just want us to maybe win another trophy this season, and then I'm happy. If we
Yeah.
don't win one, if we don't win another trophy, it's not the end of the world. It's a good season. But if we win
yeah,
another
for
one, I'm
sure.
happy with that season. The first
If we get
season
it, you know, we
with
have
the
a trophy.
manager,
Yep.
I'm good.
I mean, come on, guys. What was the expectations though
The
before
ex-
the season?
but the
Choppers. It was to
expectation was
win nothing, man.
nothing. Yeah.
It was just
We
to
have
get us playing football
overachieved.
again.
Yes.
We couldn't
Play
even play
proper
football last
football
season.
and win games, and
Yep.
at least try to challenge for maybe top 4.
Yeah.
That was it. But we winning a trophy and in top 4, that's a bonus. And if we win
Come
2
on now.
or 3, oh my goodness, that's perfect.
That's still
I mean,
possible.
that's why I'm okay with what's going on now. Yeah, if we just get the
Yeah,
cup and then get top 4, I'm good with it. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Because
we're
I
in
know
bonus settings, man.
I know the type of manager he is. He's like Pep in a sense where he likes possession ball, and he's not playing possession ball at the moment. What he's
Mm-hmm.
doing is getting by and making sure that we don't lose and stuff like
Exactly.
that, you know. So I know going forward, maybe 1 year, 2 years down the line, we'll be playing better ball and we'll be having more possession and we'll be detecting the plays and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and then we'll be winning games convincingly, you know.
I can't wait till that happens because I've not been enjoying the football recently. Obviously, we've been getting wins. That's like
Yep.
the
Yes,
basic
yes,
thing at
yes,
the
yes.
end of the day. But I'm a football fan as well. I
Yep.
want to enjoy the
Yeah.
wins too. So, like you're saying, the second or third season, that's hopefully when we see that Ten Hag formula. Where we're trying to dominate more games, man.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to see that because I've had enough of the counter-attacking football, guys. Under Ole and Jose, I was
Yeah,
getting ready to quit football.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Got to see a
But
change.
with my fellow Norwegian, that was basically vibes FC and just kumbaya. That was literally what that was. I swear to y'all. That
But at least Ten Hag counter attack. It has sometimes possession in it and
Yeah,
yeah,
1-2 passing and stuff like that. So that's a good thing. At least he could balance it out with the players
yeah,
he have. You
yeah.
know.
I feel
exactly.
like
That's
if
what we
we
think.
if we have possession, what like for me, I'm not like super like okay, possession is key and whatnot. I'm thinking if we do have possession, like much of the possession, but it needs to be like an end goal. It can't just be like okay, we got the possession, but we don't
Yeah,
score
yeah,
and
yeah,
whatnot. We
yeah.
don't do, you know what I'm saying? Because I
But that's
remember
the type
that
of
under
manager
Van
the
Gaal,
possession is
we had the
enjoyed.
possession,
Oh, under Van
but it
Gaal.
was
Do,
boring.
do you remember like press conferences that Van Gaal used to have after the games? Yeah, where we'd
Woo!
just draw. He'd say, "Oh, but look at the possession."
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
won.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want to rip
But we didn't win the game
the
though.
hair
There
off
are
of my
times,
head.
right? I used to fall asleep watching Van Gaal balls. To be honest, I
The
used to
only
fall
thing
asleep.
that
I'm
was
like,
good with Van Gaal
damn, that was
was
boring.
the games against Liverpool. Those were
Yeah,
entertaining because we
yeah,
were
yeah,
winning
yeah,
those games.
yeah.
We were slapping Liverpool up left and right. That
Yeah.
a few seasons, but yeah,
I
it,
would
it
say
wasn't good. Yep.
I'd give it to him that the team was organized and
Oh
drilled,
yeah,
Yeah, yes,
for
but
yes.
sure.
it's not effective enough in front of goal.
Yeah,
That's a big thing, though, isn't it?
but it was kind of weird because I felt like they played so good because I was excited when we got him because I was looking at I was following along with him as a Netherlands coach at that time and whatnot, and they played hella good football.
Mm.
Yes, possession whatnot, but it was good. The uh you know freaking RVP Flying Dutchman goal and whatnot. They were
Oh,
good. Right, so I was kind of like, "Oh, this is gonna be good." It didn't really quite work out. We got an FA Cup, whatnot, but I don't know. It just for me, possession based football, it needs to be an end goal at the end of the day. But since now, obviously we're gonna be, of course, having match previews for the upcoming games and whatnot. But to kind of wrap up, I kind of want to ask you guys, since we now are, we don't have Casemiro now for what 4 games. How do you guys think would be maybe the best way for Ten Hag to set up? Should we, if we get Sabitzer back, will it be Sabitzer and Fred, or should it maybe be that we try to do, I don't know, have Lisandro Martinez in that midfield? Lindelöf has also had some moments where he can come in and play as a CDM, which he has done for Benfica before he became a Man United player years back. But what are you thinking? We'll start with you, Eddie. What are your thoughts on that?
oh. I mean, I'm just thinking like because we've seen Ten Hag do quite a few experiments. I mean, we call him Eric Ten Heisenberg, sometimes because like he's just trying to cook up different chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen Shaw at left centre back. We've seen Veghorst at number 10. Now we've seen
Mm-hmm.
Bruno holding midfielder. Could we see another experiment with Martinez getting pushed into that midfield to hold it? I don't know. I think there's maybe a limit to how many experiments that Ten Hag's going to do. So I don't want to see this, but I think we're going to see McTominay trusted with holding that midfield now in place of Casemiro because
Oh,
he's come on
okay.
in a few games. Like against Liverpool, it wasn't that good. He came on today, and like Chopper was saying earlier, he was actually he was good. He was good
I'm
for
not gonna
the
lie,
most
he
part.
looked good.
He was all right.
Yeah,
So
he looked decent. Yeah,
maybe he gets trusted in there, and
maybe.
I've seen like I was saying with the transition, we don't always stick with the 4-2-3-1. We go to
Mm-hmm.
sometimes 4-1-4-1. So it could be McTominay behind two attacking midfielders of Bruno and Fred with
Mm-hmm.
like whatever wingers we have.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I could see McTominay coming in there. I hope it doesn't. I hope Sabitzer gets fit again. I don't know what's the injury with him. I asked earlier, but what was it?
I don't know.
I
Remind
still
me.
don't know. I mean, if anybody
Because
has like thoughts,
first of
I
all,
don't know.
he wasn't even playing, so that's why I was surprised. He wasn't even playing, and then he was on the bench, and then I just didn't see him, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay, well that's my view anyway. I think we see Scott McTominay. Unfortunately,
I don't be surprised you see McFred. I'm telling you.
Oh, I don't want to see McFred. I don't want to see it. But then again, what would if McTominay could play the way he played up until that Man City game where we got slapped up earlier this season?
Mm.
If we can get that McTominay back for the remaining of the season, especially now that Casemiro is gone for like 4 games, I'll be content with that. And then hopefully have Sabitzer as well. But it just shows that Lord have mercy, we are lacking when it comes to we don't have that depth, which maybe a couple of people were thinking. I don't know. We don't have the depth. We need to get more players in. We can't not just get one player. I mean, one midfielder in. I need two. I need at least two for sure. Like I need a backup for Casemiro. Especially now that red cards and stuff are. If there's more suspension happening, we already got two suspensions within the same short amount of space within the same season. Was that this year that happened? Where he got that red card. That was this year, was it not?
But
2023?
Casemiro,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just need to double check, because this season it's been too much with the World Cup
yeah.
and whatnot. So I was like, wait, Lord, nah, 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 nah. We need to get backup for Casemiro. I need to get a backup for Bruno as well because he been playing. Bless his heart, but he been playing a lot of games. What happens if he gets a suspension and whatnot? You never know. We need to have cover in several aspects. I feel like when it comes to the wingers, that looks decent. We need to get not just one striker, two strikers is what I'm thinking. Bring me as well Kim and Jay as a center back. McGuire, respectfully take you for your service. Bye bye. And that's it. That's what I'm thinking. But what about you, Choppers? You thinking, in terms of Casemiro, he ain't here. You thinking it'll be McTominay holding it down, holding the fort down?
um, if Sabitzer is fit, maybe he'll try Sabitzer and Fred as he did back in the time.
Mm-hmm,
If not, I believe he's gonna go back to McTominay and Fred
mm-hmm,
and have Bruno in the 10. If not,
mm-hmm.
um, or he would do something maybe, Mc- which I don't want though.
Don't say Maguire, please.
Nah.
I thought you were going to say Maguire.
Maguire not in my plans.
Okay,
But
thank you, Lord.
but maybe he'll try to maybe look Shaw centre back, and I don't know, maybe twinkle it a bit, maybe put Luke Shaw centre back with Varane, bring on
Oh,
Malacia and maybe put Martinez, or he might yeah, something like that. Maybe it would work.
I'd like that. I'd like that one.
you
To
know what?
be honest,
Yeah.
Wouldn't the Real Betis game be an option to try that out?
yeah, sure, he could try that to see what he does. Because remember, we got Brentford,
Yeah.
we got Brentford. We don't have we have 4 teams that we could beat, right? To manage without Casemiro, right?
Yeah, we got that
But
Fulham
right
game.
now, all four
Hmm.
games is tough games because
Yep.
of what the other sides are going for. They have some
Hmm.
sides who are fighting relegation and stuff like that, and then you don't take them lightly because you could see Southampton came to Old Trafford and they look for the draw or a win,
Yeah, they
So you don't
they
take
for
any
sure.
side lightly right now because now it's down to 12 games or 12 to 11 games. So you don't take them lightly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So it's either he goes with what I said, put Luke Shaw center back and maybe try Martinez in midfield, or he goes with try to manage with McTominay and Fred, or Sabitzer and Fred. That's the
Hmm.
best. But I don't want to see Bruno back in the deep line. Please, I don't want to see it. I really don't want to see it. I prefer Bruno when he's on top. If he loses
Yeah,
the ball, we have people to defend and stuff like that.
I
But
I
I just
see what
don't want to
your
see it
point.
because to me, it just puts
Yeah,
pressure on us, to be honest.
that is a good point. Having Bruno more higher up the pitch, I think is more beneficial. Like we've seen it now. at the back. I mean, deeper and whatnot. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Maybe if Casemiro, I don't know. It's it's a mess, but we just got to keep going. I mean, at least it's a good thing that we're still, the seven still be going strong. We're still 7 points ahead of Liverpool,
Yeah, we're
and
7
whatnot.
up on Liverpool.
Seven
Remember?
up, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like the seven jokes doesn't bother me that much anymore. I just
Oh, not especially since they lost to Bournemouth, who they
oh
beat
yeah, 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 yeah.
9-0. They beat them 9-0 in the previous game, and then they
That is a
showed
part
up.
of our healing
And
process. I
yeah,
feel.
they showed up and they were clowns, man. I mean, Salah missing that penalty. He looked like an academy player when he missed that. He looked like so nervous. So I don't know what they're on. It's weird.
They be
It's
showing
really
up for the
weird.
big games, but they
I
be
Yeah,
completely missing it for the teams that they really should be beating. Um, I just hope
yeah,
that Real Madrid on Tuesday will just put the like it's done. But I would like to see another embarrassment. Just please, can we
yeah.
see an 8-0 Real Madrid? Can we do that? Just can I want to write something for them. Forget about 7-0. Give me
It could
8-0.
happen. It
Hmm?
could happen because like Liverpool like to high press even when they're not
They
good.
have to come
You
out.
know
They
what I
have
mean?
to come out and score
Yeah,
goals.
because they
So they
have to,
have to come out.
even
Yeah,
though, because right after that first leg, I remember Jurgen Klopp in the press conference saying, like, Ancelotti believes that it's done. I feel the same way too, but like, you never know,
You never know. Football's funny, man.
right? But I still am thinking, for me, I don't believe that they're coming back because you kind of also need to remember that in order for them to go through, they got to score, but they also have to not concede.
yeah.
Why
But hey,
why couldn't we get Isaac? Why couldn't we get a proper striker, man? This
ooh, Alexander
frustrates me
Isak.
every
Yeah, yeah,
time
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
It,
seeing.
it comes back to what you're saying, Choppers, about these owners. Yeah, they've not put
Hmm.
in the right structure for that the director of football to be efficient with getting people we need. We've seen what happened with the De Jong saga. How much time we wasted on that. Like we could have
Yeah,
had time spent on getting a forward during that time. So we
we
need new owners.
all the forwards right now that are at Newcastle, Man City, and whatever, right? All of them were at a point where we could have gotten them, and we let them go to our rivals. All of them, right? Let me see in the summer, but I want them to sell. At the end of the month,
Yeah.
I want to hear that we have new owners. I don't want to hear about Glazers anymore. They frustrating. They've been frustrating for
Yep.
years. They need to
100%.
go. They're not
Yeah,
doing
go.
anything right. You know,
Don't have our club for
everything they do
ransom.
is
Please
for
go.
their pockets. When they
Yep.
bring in players, it's for their pocket.
Yep.
They brought in Ronaldo knowing damn well that Ronaldo won't be a team player,
Hmm.
right? And we didn't even have a team at that time because we
Yeah.
were getting leaks left, right, and center. Everyone saying this is Pogba, this, that, and all kind of thing. And you bring in another big name player in Ronaldo, a club legend, to cause problem in the dressing room, making it worse. So all that it just falls on them, you know.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
would
we don't
say
have a proper striker now.
yeah, Choppers, man. I would say bringing in a Ronaldo could have worked if our team was built on
Yes,
possession,
yes,
where we serve a forward.
yes.
The Glazers can't be forgiven, yeah, for having a counter-attack manager for
Hmm.
no, two counter-attack managers, Jose and Ole, for that
Yeah.
amount of years. What was it, 3 or 4 years? And then you bring in a high press coach halfway through a season
Yes.
that wasn't going well.
That
That
yeah.
messed up everything.
It mess.
Can you imagine
They
trying to
they
change your
threw
football
out the
philosophy
season,
halfway
man.
through a season?
Hmm.
It's madness.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's an easy transition. You're
Yeah.
going from low energy counter press to high
To high
energy
energy kind of
Doesn't make
with
sense.
somebody like Ronaldo aging. How does that work? That'll
madness.
never work, man.
That is so true. Yeah.
Then you
No.
have
No.
Harry Maguire in the defense. How the hell does that work?
No. 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 I feel like
No,
that. There's a lot of stuff that the Glazers have done wrong.
And
Thank you for giving us Ten Hag, but you gotta go. Bye
yeah,
bye.
they didn't give
Oh.
us Ten Hag. They didn't have a choice.
yeah,
The remember the funds never wanted anybody else that was part of the recruitment. Remember the managers they had, the funds didn't want. They
There were
wanted Ten
some
Hag,
people
so they didn't have a
asking for
choice.
Pochettino,
If
though. Let's
they-
be honest. Some people
no,
were asking for
yeah, they
Pochettino.
wanted Pochettino, but
yeah.
majority
I
of the
was
fans
not one of
never
them, but
wanted
yeah.
Pochettino. If they brought in Pochettino or anyone else, there'll be problems. You see that Liverpool game that ended the last time with the riot and everything? It will be worse than that.
Oh
Because
yeah, yeah,
remember, the Glazers only think about the funds when it's time that the funds have a bigger say.
yeah.
You understand? And that time, the funds had a bigger say with Eric Ten Hag, and
Yep.
that's what it was. He was the more capable manager at that time with all what's going on. Remember, Pochettino was at PSG, and he didn't do anything with money. So what say that Pochettino come to Manchester United, where the club and the owners do everything wrong,
Mm-hmm.
he wouldn't succeed. So you needed
He
a
wouldn't.
manager like Tinag, and that's where it was a good appointment. But
Yeah.
I don't credit them for that appointment. I
Okay.
credit maybe what's his name, Arnold, because he came
Yeah,
into
but
the
you
door.
also have to remember, like they appointed. It's a part of the
Yeah.
board, you know. That's all
I,
I'm saying.
I mean, I would
Yeah,
say even if you give credit to the Glazers for Eric Ten Hag, there's so many things they've gotten wrong
Of
wrong.
before
Yeah,
then.
course,
you don't give that
So
credit. But
yeah,
even putting Rich and Arnold in, right?
I still don't think the board is good enough. By the way.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Even
Mm-hmm.
putting him in, they didn't have a choice. Tell you why? Because Ed Woodward got backlash for that Super League. He
Mm-hmm.
took the blame and he had to go. That's what it
Yeah.
was, you know. And
Oh,
then
imagine if you
the
still
next up
still would
was
have had
Arnold
Woodward.
because he
Whew.
been there for years.
Yeah.
So that's how he got the job.
if we still had Woodwards, we'd be in the ground. We'd be like
No,
maybe
we
eighth
oh we
place.
would be deep down in the ground. But the good thing about Arnold, which I rate about him, is that when he came into the game, when he came into the position, he actually came in and start listening to the fans more and try and engage with the fans. Woodwork
Yeah.
wasn't doing that. Period.
And Woodward didn't give a
If we
crap.
still had Woodward, we would have signed Longstaff for 50 million.
Yep.
Remember when
Oh,
he was valued for that price and we
yep.
were looking at him?
Yep.
We
We
would
would
have
have
done
signed
that
some mad
and
players.
more.
Yeah.
Pulse says Garnacho leaves this left the stadium with crutches.
Jesus.
Oh, no.
I yeah. When I saw when that the knock, he was crying like he was just like in utter pain. It looked like. So I will not be surprised if he stays. Maybe gone
Now
for a while.
that's where Palestri has to get his opportunity now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I
now
hope I hope Garnacho has not aggravated his injury by because he played on. Even
he
That's
played
also,
on, but then you
and
could
then he
see
got
he was
subbed off.
injured because remember there was a time when he had all that space when Bruno got the ball, played it to him, and he just couldn't bypass the
yeah,
defender, and that's not him. So I
Mm,
yeah.
realized that it was really a bad injury. You know.
yeah.
So,
No, I hope he's okay. I hope that he right now, you just gotta sit this one out and focus on your recovery and whatnot. But hopefully he won't be gone for a long time. I hope that won't be the case.
Yeah.
But like you said though, you gotta,
Ericsson went out on crutches and he's still out. So
yeah,
hope,
that's freaking out. That's like, oh Lord.
Oh,
hopefully,
Yeah.
man. I'm worried. I'm really worried,
Ah,
man.
ish. Lord have mercy.
hopefully, but you never know. Sometimes they make him go out on crutches just to prevent him from walking on the make it worse.
Yeah,
So maybe we
Mm,
just pray that maybe he get better. But
yeah. This is a good question from Rajat though. Like, has he got a left foot as well to play left wing?
uh, maybe because I think the only person that doesn't have both legs is Antony.
yeah,
In our squad, like as wingers, I think it's Antony that
maybe. But often when he be coming on, he's often on the right though. But we'll see. Maybe they have to adjust and whatnot. But like,
But then we have Sancho, so we don't need him on the left.
we do
You understand
exactly.
what
We
I'm
don't
saying?
really need it because we have Sancho.
Yeah,
You
we
can't
have
use
Sancho.
Rashford. You have
Yeah,
Yeah.
already two players there.
So you
Left
don't
wing
really
is
need
actually
him on the
pretty
left.
solid.
Left wing
The
is
right
good.
wing is the problem.
I actually forgot about Sancho because we've seen him like been underwhelming, and then he's played number 10 recently. So it's kind of weird
That's what I'm
that
telling you. That the
he's
manager,
he's not really that unplayable left winger like he should be. Like he should have
yeah,
that left
yeah,
wing on the reps,
yeah.
I
But
know.
we've seen he's been competing with Garnacho, and
Yeah.
I've thought that Garnacho is actually ahead of him this season, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
on the left wing, Garnacho is ahead of him because Garnacho has more impact when he comes on.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I think Sancho will get to that point. We'll get it, but he's just been having, season has been underwhelming for him.
Sancho will get good
Yeah,
when we have better players on the ball
I think so too.
and better players that
Also,
could
if
play
you
one
have like
two.
a proper number 9 ahead of him, because
Yeah,
I remember he was cooking with Holland for Dortmund.
yeah.
I still believe that the cooking can happen for him
Because he
too.
needs somebody to play off. That's the type
Yeah,
of
Yes,
person Sancho is. He needs somebody to
exactly.
play off.
I do
Yeah.
hear that, and we did used to hear that with Pogba as well. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
at some points, it does come down to like individual talent as well, especially when you're on
That's
the
a good
wing.
point.
You've got to see a bit more dribbling, you know? I mean, people say, oh, he's not fast enough to get past players.
you don't need to be fast.
Yeah, there's people like Mahrez who's not fast at all at City.
But he
Yeah,
can
He'll
still do
drop
a
the
job.
shoulder.
they could drop a
He'll
shoulder. Yeah,
yeah, Mahrez will put the opposite defender onto his wrong foot so we can go the other way. And by the
Mm-hmm.
time he's gone, the defender can't catch up anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
we need to see more of that trickery from Sancho, because Sancho's got tricks.
He
I've seen
does.
highlights. I've seen highlights.
it's about dribbling. The same thing with Antony. Like Antony is not that fast, but if you dribble and you go past a player, you have at least a yard of that player to do something or put in a ball or do something. And that's why I have a problem with Antony, because yes, he will pass or dribble one player, but then he'll come back to that same player.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's weird.
And that's the problem. That's where, But Sancho he just need to do more, but then he'll come good. I have faith that he'll come good,
He has to, man. 70 million for him, right? And Antony, 85 million. Both of these guys next season, man. I want to see
They
them
gotta
really
show
good.
up.
Man. Come on.
That's what I'm
Get it.
saying. We have talented wingers and forwards, but
Ooh.
we have to put players to teams to the sword. You
Yep.
understand? We have to, but we're not, and that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Raja says, give Sancho Kane. I
Maybe
wanna know.
I hear reports that Manchester United that's their main priority, Kane, but which I don't want Kane, because to me having a 40-year-old Kane, yes, he's good, but let's be honest, we're trying to build something that could be sustainable. Is that sustainable?
Can we do an RVP type of thing here? Can we
Mm.
try?
That's
Remember,
what I'm saying. I wanna win. If I'm gonna win the league, I don't wanna win the league like RVP won the league maybe
oh, I
once.
get that. Yeah,
And then,
but
we
when
go
that
back
whole
down.
thing happened, no,
I
I see
wanna
here.
win the league and stay up there. You understand what I'm
Of course,
saying?
of course.
So,
But let's be honest, a lot of things was happening with after we
yeah, because
our
after
manager
that, the manager
left,
and then this switch and
the whole transition, a lot of stuff happened, and we didn't manage to work that whole transition part from having the greatest manager of all time leave,
Yeah.
and then figuring out, okay, what, because we've been appointing so many different type of managers who all plays different styles. They're just not been like, what do we want to do? What type of appointment do we need to make and whatnot? That's kind of what I'm saying. But for me, I would love to get a Harry Kane, which we kind of had talked about before. I know
Yeah,
you're saying legs are gone.
just real quickly, Sofia. Sorry, I remember you were saying bringing Kane,
Yeah.
but with like kind of like an understudy that would be more for the future.
well,
Yeah.
yeah,
When
if you do
Kane
that, fine.
drops off, we've got that next guy
Yeah.
that's been learning off of Kane. That's been getting
Yeah.
some rotation, substitute appearances
Yep.
to come in. Then it could work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If it's just Kane, that's another thing. But I get what you guys are saying. I think it's important to have, to get two strikers in, regardless of it being Kane or not. But like Retta says, Kane will be for now. But if we get another striker, which will be more so like long term, that can, like you said, the
That's
Eddie,
what I'm saying.
learn off of.
If we get Osimhen for now and long term, that's better.
Yeah, but
You understand?
But
Because
we still
Osimhen,
do
you
need
say
to have
Osimhen
options
is
up
now
top. Mhm.
and
Yeah.
for later, and
Yeah.
still get maybe an understudy to Osimhen as well. You understand?
That is also an option.
So then
Yeah.
you got two strikers that you
Mhm.
could rotate when the time comes. Like
Yep.
we have maybe a Carabao Cup game and stuff. You could play the striker and maybe give Osimhen a rest. You
Exactly.
could do that like that.
Yeah.
But
Like you
then-
see with City, you have a Haaland, but you can bring a Julian Alvarez in as well.
Yes,
It's quite versatile.
yes. So something
Well, okay.
like
What about this, guys? What about getting in Kane and
Mhm.
a Vlahovic as well? Because for me, I do like Osimhen. I do like Osimhen, but
Yeah.
he's going to be a Scudetto winner, so his price is going to be through the roof. So
It will.
I
Yeah.
know it's going to
But
be hard
Harry
to
Kane
get
price
him.
is gonna be through the roof. Levy is not gonna take nothing less than 100 million.
That's
So
true,
you
but
know that, right?
Kane is going to want to get out of there, isn't it? Like, there's going to be pressure from the
He
players.
gonna be pushing
Remember
for
when he
it.
was stopping training before when he wanted to leave? Like, he might even do something worse to get out of there.
Yeah, because
You know, but that,
Levy definitely was lying and let him down after
Well, yeah,
convincing him to stay. So you know,
that's
well, if we get these Qatari owners, yeah, then prices is
yeah.
not going to be a problem. We can just
That's what
buy
I'm
off
it
the whole
saying.
shouldn't
market.
be. But
We
hey,
need that money. We need that. We need that.
make
Yeah,
it
man.
rain. That's
Money.
all I'm
Be
saying. But
honest.
make it rain, in a smart way. I don't
Yeah,
want
yeah,
because it's not like the Glazers don't have money. We have money. We just are spending it not in a good way. I just need people to come in, spend the money wisely. That's all. You know,
yeah, for sure.
that's all. Evening to you,
If the Glazers
Matthew.
stay, we cannot make a lot of signings. Like at least we can even make like 4 signings this summer if they stay. That's why I
Yeah,
don't want them to stay because
I
then
don't want them to stay
there's
either.
gonna
Yeah.
be FFP, and stuff like that.
Yep.
So I don't want them to stay because they're already not doing anything, putting money into the
Mhm.
team and stuff and making everything gel how it's supposed to. So
Mhm.
them staying gonna just put us back where we need at least 4 players this summer. We need that. That's a must to make the manager from what he is now
Mhm.
to push on to at least challenging for title, maybe competing with Arsenal and Man City and stuff. We need at least 4 players,
At
4 to
least.
5 players at least.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely 4 to 5. We need to see people that can carry the ball. Like, there's surely got to be other people apart from De Jong in case he doesn't want to come. There's got to be
That is a good
um
point.
because
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, there's got to be certain players that are that similar profile.
Yeah.
I don't see enough people able to carry the ball. But I remember Kovacic at Chelsea when he was in his prime. I think he's still got a bit of good standards to him. But people like that can carry the ball from defense, give it to the attacking midfielder. That's what we need. I think we rely too much on just passing. Like McTominay, Fred just pass. They can't dribble.
Mhm.
They can't carry the ball. Bruno can't carry the ball. There's sometimes where a pass can't do what dribbling can do. Because when you're dribbling, you're making you're taking a player out of the game under the team, and then other people on your team make runs immediately as soon as you
yeah.
beat a player. So
Mhm.
we need people that can carry the ball. We've been
We
starved of it,
do.
guys.
We have been deprived of having that. We already see how the level have really gone up, raised, completely after getting Casemiro. Imagine just having
Yeah,
like a proper ball carrier next to him. Ooh,
yeah.
or up, it's just we will be balling.
Balling.
We're just kind of missing a few puzzle pieces here, but also
We
getting
we
backup
need
for those puzzle pieces,
Yeah.
and then we're here ready to challenge.
yeah,
That's what
we
I
need
think.
to strengthen. We need to strengthen our starting 11 and also strengthen at least our subs on the bench, at least 2 or 3.
Yeah.
That when we bring them on, we don't
Hmm.
fall back to being weak again. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I
That's
completely
what it
agree.
is.
To end it off, this was a very good question here by Paul's Play. Says, as Casimir received his second card of the season, he will face a 4-game suspension. He'll miss the FA Cup, Fulham Premier League, Newcastle, Brentford, Everton. How are we going to cope with McFred? Did kind of mention it a bit, but
Yeah, we
Them,
also got Oh, sorry. I thought you missed out Fulham. But yeah, that's going to be hard games, man. I don't
yeah.
for Fulham and Newcastle. I'm a little bit worried because Fulham are in good form, and we've
Hmm.
seen what Newcastle can do. I mean, in the previous game in the league, we drew with them at home,
Yep.
and even
yeah,
in the final, we had to rely on moments to win that
Yeah,
final.
they were
yeah,
on
yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Newcastle were dominating the ball.
All
Lucky we
four of
had
them games,
Wan-Bissaka to keep out San Maximin, or he would have been trouble. So it's going to be hard times.
all
Hmm.
4 of them games is difficult games because Brentford is a good team. Newcastle is a good team, and Fulham in the FA Cup, they're gonna come to try and
They
do
gonna come.
something in the
I
FA.
need, by the way, revenge against
And
Brentford.
now
I need
Everton is
revenge.
fighting for
Oh,
to stay on top of that relegation zone. So it's
Very
gonna be
true.
tough. Sean Dice 1-0 and defense. So you know how that goes.
Yeah, it's difficult when you start to, like I said, this part of the season, everybody's going to be up for it because you'll be having, Man City and Arsenal fighting it off. to win the league, but then you have us in the top four and whatnot, and other teams also trying to get that fourth spot and whatnot, and then you have other teams trying to get Europe, but then you have like also the relegation battle. So as
Mm.
we are playing at Everton, they would want to be up for it. They would, a point for them or all the full points that matters. So they're not going to come there and just be like, no, no, you know, we're just gonna give up before. No, no, they will be up for it. So it is going to be difficult, but I believe that in Ten Hag we can do it. We just have to, like I said, utilize the squad.
Mm.
And there was some even though like I feel like after having this match reaction, I feel like I'm a little bit more calmer. If that makes sense, that's kind of why I like doing the match reactions after straight after the game, just because I just need to
Yeah.
completely get out of my emotions and whatnot. Then you can kind of reflect a little bit.
Yeah,
But
you alleviate the stress like straight away
exactly,
instead of like building it up, keeping it for
yeah,
later. Yeah,
very true. So then you can be like, okay, now I set my piece. Now I can just move on to the next game and whatnot. But it's not going to be easy. We're still in every competition and whatnot, but we just gotta go for it and learn from it and whatnot. But it just is once again a wake up call that the squad depth is not
yeah,
it's
It's not
not
all
there.
that we
You gotta
still
utilize
rely
it.
we still relying on individuals the same way
Yep.
before we used to rely on Pogba and stuff like now we
Mm-hmm.
rely on
Yeah.
Casemiro and Bruno. I don't like it. That's why I
I
want
don't
us
like it either.
to
Yeah.
strengthen and make the side where we don't
Yeah.
rely on players. All what we rely on is putting a 11 together and
Hmm.
beat
And
the
everybody following the system,
yeah, and
the
that's
playing
what it
style
is.
and whatnot.
That's what it is.
100%.
but yeah. Like we said earlier, though, we have seen little bits, or no, I would say major bits of the Ten Hag system coming to play. Like we've seen more high press.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We've seen more of that. What Ten Hag wants to do. Obviously, not enough, but I think we can take uh, you know confidence that we're on a higher trajectory because we've got to remember we've beaten the likes of Arsenal with like McTominay and Ericsson holding midfield. Like
Yeah.
Yep.
Ericsson's not even a holding midfielder. McTominay, we know he was bad last season.
So
We've beaten
imagine
Barcelona with the likes of Weghorst in number 10. Yeah. And you know what I mean? That was a good team performance. We've created a lot of chances with lower possession. This shows that the manager is able to adapt to tactics that he doesn't even want to do.
Hmm.
Yeah. So when he gets the extra players, like I said earlier, we're gonna keep going up, man. We're gonna keep going up.
Mhm.
Yeah. That is such a good point. Exactly. It's kind of like when he, decided earlier on, you know, to basically be having Luke Shaw as a center back in certain games. You kind of have to, you got to make do and figure out, okay, are some of these players versatile enough and whatnot? He made players that we thought were dead, gone,
Mhm.
actually play very good. Imagine what he can do with players that he really wants.
Yeah, exactly.
That is amazing. Next season, I'm excited. I really am. So it's gonna be good. See here, Matthew says check out Enzo Lefi, who plays for Lorient in League A. Very young central midfielder. Okay, good, good, good on that. Definitely will try to check it out. Thank you, Matthew. Paul
I'd
says
like
the
to
big,
see a more established player, though. To be
yeah,
honest, is it
Yeah,
you?
right now we need someone
who's more
that's
established.
established and someone that could just fit into the system right away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right now we cannot afford to have younger players, especially in the midfield, trying to battle it out because it will always come down to putting back a McFred or a McTominay back in the
oh,
midfield. And we don't want that. We want to move away from that.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
we need
Yeah.
somebody that established, someone that could just fit in the system without,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, if an Enzo comes in with like another player that is established, then there might be a balance there. Like,
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, because then you could like obviously get rid of the likes of a McTominay, you bring in an Enzo, but obviously another established player on top of that anyway. Because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we need someone to replace a lot of these players that were lost last season. I don't think we replaced enough players. Like
Yeah,
We
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 didn't
haven't.
we
lost
didn't we didn't
Mata,
replace Pogba, we didn't
yeah,
replace Matic, we didn't replace a lot of
Matic,
people. We didn't
Mata,
replace
Lingard.
Mata. We lost
Very
a
true.
Yeah,
There's spare players. There's Pereira. Like
yeah.
we lost what's his name, Lingard. We didn't replace
yeah,
a good bit of players.
yeah.
So
Even though some of them were on the bench and whatnot, but still, you do still also need to. We do need a full squad. You got to replace players and whatnot. You need options. But yeah, I see that. Paul says the big games are Newcastle and Brentford. I'm watching Newcastle right now. The midfield will eat McFred. Is suicide. I know we got a match
Let's
in
be
hand,
honest.
but I'm getting nervous.
We already won games with McFred in the pivot. So one game, 2 games with them wouldn't hurt. Especially now as Freddie's playing good. McTominay maybe not that good, but he could he one game playing the two, it won't hurt. We did it a
Yeah,
whole
but
season
remember,
already. You
four
understand what
games,
I'm saying?
4 games, isn't it,
It's 4 games,
chocolate?
brother.
No,
Four
And
that's what
games.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
One game with them in the pivot, or maybe 2 games won't hurt. And if they do bad, then you get rid of them. But then you don't
Hmm.
have to be like we had it a whole 2 years, 3 years of McFred. So one
Mhm.
game or 2 games
Oh,
or
that is a
two,
good
three
point.
games won't hurt. To be
Yeah.
honest,
I'm not looking forward to these next 4 games,
I'm
man.
not. I'm
Uh,
not gonna lie. I'm not. I mean, we also had felt we were stressful and whatnot against the 3 games where we didn't have Casemiro. We
Casemiro,
kind of
and then
still
we did
came
good.
out of it.
Yeah, we
Did
did good. So
decent. Yeah. Matthew asked how long is Sabitzer out for. I actually don't know. I need to double check. I need to
maybe
see some
the
quotes and whatnot from
the
Tim.
press conference, he'll let you know in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
next
yeah.
press conference.
Do need to check that. Retta says, do you want Cara to play Rashford at 9?
Nah, I don't want Rashford at 9. I want Rashford on the left wing. We, I want to reach a point where we don't have to put in players in different positions just to fill in a game or do stuff like that. I just want us
Mm,
to be playing and just winning games. Like you see, like Arsenal don't twinkle that much. You could
mhm,
see exactly what they're gonna do. If they remove Xhaka, they put in a like a like a like replacement for him. You understand what
mhm,
I'm saying? If they move Martinelli, they put in Trossard. That's what I
mhm.
want. I don't
Yeah.
want that thing where put Rashford up front and then next game Rashford on the left, and then it makes no sense. It always an
Mm,
imbalance, and then we struggle because of that.
you
mhm,
know what? Yeah, I'd love to see Rashford as just that number 9 because for one, he's the top scorer and he's even added headers to his game as well. Which
Yep.
I was surprised. I was like, how is this guy winning headers when we had a 6'6" guy in there winning nothing? But anyway, it's like if Ten Hag is really like with his fluid formations, maybe he considers doing like I don't know something similar to what Klopp did, where he had that 4-3-3 where you had a false nine,
Mhm.
and then your wing forwards turn into
Two
strikers
strikers, yeah.
and can track back to because Rashford, he's not a pure striker, right? He's a winger
He's
and
a
a forward.
winger
Yeah.
that scored
So
goals.
imagine him, playing off of like yeah. Imagine Kane's false nine because we've seen he can do that.
Yeah.
He's Kane's good with assists. He's good at playmaking. His legs have kind of gone, so he kind of plays a deeper role sometimes for
Mhm.
Tottenham. So imagine him, false nine, Rashford, one of the forwards, and then I
Ooh.
don't know, Usherman, right wing forward. I don't know, someone
Oh.
else that can play wing forward
Mm,
on the other
mm.
side. We'd be cooking, man. Now I want to see 2 up front. That's a big thing I want to see. I don't like the 1 up front, by the way. I would love to
Okay.
see 2 forwards up there, but you can
Ooh.
work it in there where you don't play 4
Or
2
if you don't have to,
4-3-3.
at least play free, but they have to go forward and run back. Go forward and run back. In that system, it will be good. Then the goals will be spread out with that free scoring all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We
I
don't
mean,
have to rely on Rashford all the time to score goals.
yeah, exactly. I was just gonna bring up like remember those like famous threes that we've seen at like Barcelona where it was MSN,
Yes,
Messi,
yes, yes, yes.
Suarez, Neymar.
Yep.
All goals be shared nicely. Real
Exactly.
Madrid where it was Bale, Benzema, Ronaldo. All
Oh.
the goals be shared that nicely, and they pretty much played the false nine, and then the 2 wing forwards that come
Yeah, yeah,
in and
yeah.
out. Go into the box, come to the wing. I would love to see that, man. But hey, it's up to Ten Hag what we're gonna see. We need to see way more goals because our goal difference in the league is shocking. I think one was it just 6 or something ridiculous.
Oh.
And then the guys
What?
at the top of the league, they're on like plus 28, plus
Wait,
26.
why can't we? Like, I want to see a couple of games where we score 5, 6. Can we more 4-0, please? Let's.
We have the players to do it, but the thing about it, our midfield is, I won't say is bad, but it's not that midfield that holds the possession and also gives us that sustainability to be on the attack all the time, to just be pressuring and scoring goals. Because
we need more players though, bro. Come on,
yeah,
man. Red Horse number 10. We're struggling, bro.
but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So our midfield is not capable of sustaining the attacks non-stop. You see, like City, you could know if City gonna score 10 goals today, 5 goals today, 4 goals today, because their midfield is always giving them the attackers the chances. Maybe they don't put it away and they maybe win 1-0 or 2-0, but they always has that the chances. We don't have that. When we get 5 chances, right? We miss out because maybe we have Vegas that doesn't score, right? And or we have Antony that always tries to cut in and don't use his other foot to score a goal. So then we just don't have that balance as yet in our team, where we have the balance through defense, midfield, and attack. That's, to me, that's what I'm seeing. We don't have that balance as yet. And maybe when we get that balance, then we could be scoring, and then knowing that we could score 5 today, we score 5 tomorrow, we score 5, and then so on and
we
so forth.
do need to be more clinical. Like, we're creating a lot of chances sometimes, but there's been moments where I'm thinking, come on now, if we just put it in, just pause. But you know what I'm saying? Just go.
But again,
then we don't have a striker.
Saying, which is Veghorst up top.
Yeah, we don't have a proper striker.
Yeah, but that's also, I agree. That's what I'm thinking. Like, if we had a Kane or Victor Osimhen, we would cook.
And we and also, yeah, we get chances, but then in the final third, some of the final ball, we don't do good decisions. Like today, Rashford have an opportunity to give Veghorst the ball on a plot.
Yeah, exactly.
And he didn't do it. He went for the goal. I'm like, seriously? Let's
annoying.
think about the team before we think about ourselves.
That is
I'm glad you brought that up. Let me just say real quickly, yeah. We've seen too many strikers die up front, man, because our wingers, they want to just cut in and shoot.
Cut in and shoot.
Yeah. Ronaldo suffered from that, even though he had other problems too. But that was a big thing too. Was Greenwood cut in and shoot? Rashford cut in and shoot.
That's what it is.
Martial had to deal with the same thing as well. He was doing a lot of work in terms of trying to create for them, actually, instead of being served. You know, the likes of Lukaku, back to Jose's era.
It's always that. We have too many of them. And then that's where the managers have to tell them, pass the ball or crossing the ball. And we don't have that. Rashford, he gets the ball. Yes, we love him. He scores goals and stuff like that. But majority of the time when he has all what I want Rashford to do, if you alone finish your chance, right? But if your other players look up and feed them the ball.
Yeah, he's not really that kind of player, isn't it? He really just is a head down, get in behind, shoot,
and try and score. And that's it.
That's why I want to see him up front, to be honest, not on the wing eventually. Because we need someone, like you said, get your head up. Can you make a cross? Can you do a 1-2 with someone?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I see that.
And then that's why I'm saying we're not balanced, because even with Sancho, right, he'll be on the left wing, right? He'll get the opportunity to shoot and he'll pass the ball. So that the balance is not there. Rashford will shoot, Sancho will pass the ball when he has to shoot. So the balance is never there. And then we need that balance. We really need that balance, so that we could score more goals and finish our chances. Because yes, as you said, Sophie, we getting the chances, but we're not putting it away.
By the way, that chat from Matthew Bassett, I think that is happening. That mental fatigue, because I don't want to come back to the 7-0 against Liverpool. Like, obviously, that's supposed to be in the past, but we made 6 changes before the West Ham game, where we rested. That's 6 players that were rested for the Liverpool game, and we saw the way they came out. Yeah, everyone was bad. It was really weird that everyone was bad. Like Varane looked like he was playing through something, like some kind of injury. Casemiro was bad. We saw it. Everyone went back to last season.
Everyone was bad.
It's mental fatigue. I mean, 1 game every 3 days. Yeah, I don't know how, because we're not professionals. I don't know how that feels. Like the pressure
I
You're
get
not
that.
getting enough rest time. I mean, the standards should be, you have maybe 2 games a week, like like when it's a
But
proper
then
fixture.
that's where the squad comes in, and then
Yeah.
also the manager doesn't rotate the squad where I think he should do. You understand? We love the manager, but certain things he does, to me, you need to question it.
That's
Because
why he needs to learn.
yeah,
He
yeah,
needs
he
to
needs to
learn and
learn
do
that
better
because
with
the
that.
Premier League is tough. The
Of
Premier
course.
League is tough.
Yeah.
Playing any team
Yeah.
in the Premier League is any team in the Premier League gonna give you a run. No matter
Yeah.
if they're 20th, 19th, or first, they're gonna give you a run.
Exactly.
They're gonna
Yeah.
give you a run.
Mm,
So you need to know what you're prioritizing and also how you rotate your squad. You understand? Because I think which game it was, he could have rotated, but he didn't. He still went with a strong squad. And now
mm-hmm.
when we play the Liverpool game, the guys they played the occasion because now they tired, right? Playing so many games, and then the Liverpool game is a big game. So then now you got the fatigue and you got the mentality that they don't have it and they
Mm-hmm.
can't even run. They want to run, but they can't because they're already burnt out from playing so much games, right? And now the Liverpool game is in their head. So all that
Mm,
coming in one motion, they on the field, but they're not, they're just not. Their body is there, but their mind ain't there. And that was what it was in the Liverpool game, to be honest.
mm-hmm. I see that.
Yeah.
Vader, big up to you. Says large up Sophia and the panel members. You all look
Yeah.
well recovered from say 7 days ago. Tough game today. Did you earn 1 point or lose 2 points? Ooh.
I mean, because we went down to 10.
We
What was it? After 30 minutes, wasn't it?
we
So we
lost.
Yeah.
actually played a big
We lost
hour
2 points.
with Hammond. You think? Oh, okay.
We
I
lost.
mean, if it was a draw
Let's
with
not
11 men, I
not
would
bet
say if it was a draw with 11 men, I would say we dropped the points. But come on, 10 men. I mean,
we lost 2 points. Let's not butter it, Eddie. Let's be honest about it. We lost.
Eddie, we lost two
but
points.
That's what it is.
But I see what you're
But
saying. I
I
see it.
remember what Choppers was saying before, where in previous times where we have like a premium team, we'd be able to beat like a Southampton with 10 men. But you got to remember that was a premium team back then. Our team is a patchwork of counter-attackers and possession. We're still calibrating the chemistry, as Choppers has said before, as you said before, Sophia. I don't think with 10 men we should still have that expectation.
Yes,
Not
but then,
not
but,
this season.
but then we got opportunities and we didn't put it away. I believe that one opportunity you have to put it away, and we didn't. We
Yeah,
didn't.
that's also
And that, to me,
yeah.
that's like.
That's a clinicalness, but
But
I
I
see.
get what you're saying about going down to 10 men. But still, when we went down to 10 men, we played well. We
Yeah.
played well in the first half. When we went down to 10
First
men,
half,
we
yeah.
played well.
I think we
We
got
actually-
some good what you call it, some potential from that.
For
Well,
sure.
At least we look good because like
Yeah,
imagine,
they didn't give up. They kept
Yeah.
going.
imagine next season when we have the better players and we're 10
Oh,
now. We're
then
going to be
you
more
will be
likely
winning
to win.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're showing potential of winning with 10 men.
Yep.
I think we got to look at potential still, even though we didn't get a result. Look
That
at
is true.
potential.
But then we at home though. If we were away and we went down to 10 men, I'll understand getting the 1 point. But we
Yeah.
at home. We should be pushing ourselves with 10 men to get a goal, and we didn't. To me, we were on the back foot the second half a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we went forward a lot sometimes, but we were on the back foot too much.
I think compared to the previous managers as well, because I don't think Jose or Ole would have tried to even put on like a Garnacho or Palistri.
Oh, they
Yeah, they
wouldn't.
will have tried to defend a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be park the bus
Maguire,
settings and hope
Maguire
for the
would have
best.
come into the game second half quicker than,
Yeah.
than he did.
Yeah. Maguire would have been on after like 45 minutes.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
Yeah. As soon as he got the red card, he would have been on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we got to give props to Ten Hag for the bravery, man.
100%.
Yeah.
It's top 4 guaranteed.
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think.
I would say yeah.
Yeah. Because if we look at like people at Spurs, I mean, they can't seem to put a run together. Newcastle, they're not quite ready for it. Their team's still
Exactly.
average. And
Yeah.
then Liverpool was supposed to have, some good incentive after they battered us, but then we see what
Yep.
they're back down
Yeah.
to earth.
After the 4 games without Casemiro, after the 3 games without Casemiro, if we get
it's
through
four.
that, then then top
I
four
was
is out.
thinking the 3 games will be in the Prem,
Is it?
right?
No, the free games is in the Prem. The
Yeah, yeah,
only
yeah.
game that's
The
not in
fourth,
the Prem
the one
is
of
the
them is in
Fulham
the
game.
FA Cup.
Yeah, is
Is
the
it?
FA
Okay.
Cup. So then after the free games without Casemiro, if we get
Hmm.
through that, right?
Yeah,
It's top four is ours.
but we
But
also
for that,
have like, don't we have 2 games in hand in terms of Spurs? I think we do
Is it?
oh
because we have
yeah,
like cup
yeah, that's
games
true.
that
Because,
makes some
Oh
games are
yeah.
postponed.
We got two.
We have
Yeah, we
games in
got
hand.
two
Wow,
games.
wow.
Yeah, we
And we
got
got
two.
a game in hand on Liverpool as well.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Liverpool
yeah,
had the Liverpool and a game in hand.
Yeah,
yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
just gotta get our job
No,
done.
we just gotta get our we gotta
Yep,
get the points. I
yep.
want 3 points. I don't care. Like this season, I don't care how we play. I
That's
just
what I'm
want
saying
the three
too.
points.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want
yeah,
top four and 2 other trophies, and I'm good.
yeah.
That's it. But
Guys, you
top
know
four
what
for sure.
I thought the process was going to be? I thought it was going to be this season, no pressure, yeah. We're going to try and get the football going and we're just going to
Yeah.
focus on that. But then we just seen Ten Hag he's saying, I want to
Yeah,
win every game.
he did
He,
some magic, man. He did some
uh,
magic
he's
to get
definitely
them
a
players
wizard
playing,
because
you know.
I don't see
He
how
is
a
a wizard.
possession coach, yeah, I don't see how a possession coach has been able to adapt to some of these counter attackers and get stuff right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just for me,
Because you could see,
there's a
right,
lot of
the first
managers.
two games,
There's a lot of managers that
games,
stay one dimensional, like Klopp. We see him. He can't do counter attack to save his life.
yeah, he can do
Remember,
that.
I think it was a few seasons ago. Klopp had like basically four of his centre backs all out. He had to play people like Nat Phillips.
Yeah,
I think it was Reece Williams. I forgot what his name was.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he still
yeah.
do high press, and these guys couldn't defend. You had the
yeah.
likes of Kabak. Remember, it
Oh,
was
They had to
mad.
do all the
so
signings, the mad
Kabak.
signings, the defending signings. Yeah,
It was
I
mad, and he
remember that.
couldn't adapt and say, "Okay, let me sit deep a bit because I don't have enough defenders."
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Ten Hag, he's able to go, "Okay, you know what? The squad's not really there. I need to do
Hmm.
a bit of counter attack and a bit of possession when I can."
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, man, the guy's just like versatile, man. Great
He
manager.
really is.
But
Yeah,
then
guys.
it will be sad that we drop off from top four. So I believe that we
Yeah.
should win top four. We have a trophy already in the first season. That's
Hmm.
success already. They could call it whatever they want. The rivals could call it whatever they want, but
But it's
in
still
your whole
something
season winning a cup, that's success.
for
And
sure.
so right now, the other success is getting top four.
Yep.
And then anything after that is a bonus.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to look at it because expectations can change and whatnot. So, we got the cup. We can still potentially get 1 or 2 more trophies, but I do think we just gotta take it a game by game, basically, a game at a time, and just keep moving. So,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, guys, we gotta wrap it up here because I really gotta go to the bathroom. But big up though. It's been a good match reaction. Thank you guys so much for being a part of it. Big up to you. It is Footy Waffle and Choppers TV. Make sure that you do subscribe to my panelist. Um, yeah, thank you, Vader. Yeah, it was a great show for sure. Yeah.
Thanks, Gator.
Big up. Yeah, by the way, also do subscribe to Vader Games TV. He's a Man City fan. I've been seeing him on the Football Terrace and other shows. You're doing good job there, brother. But yeah, make sure that you guys like the stream and of course subscribe to the channel. I did decide that tomorrow I need to take a break. I've been having a headache throughout the watch along and whatnot. So no videos for tomorrow, but I'll be back for the Champions League watch along. Hopefully, we will see Liverpool getting slapped up again. I'm manifesting 8-0, 9.
Mhm.
Can we see
You,
10-0?
you manifested the Bournemouth win on the preview that we had.
Power
So
of manifestation. It didn't work today, but you take what you can, and at least we did it. So big up also to
there you go.
Football Power, our fellow Man United supporter. Subscribe to his channel as well. Yeah, guys, we will be back. Hopefully, all of you guys will have a wonderful day, night, evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. But we are out. Let me, of course, put the customary video out there. We are out. Peace.
Are you all right? Yes. No, you are all left.